Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 4 of online learning. I am here, Mrs. Greiner, to explain to you about your ELA lesson. There have been a couple of people who've had a little bit of difficulty, so I thought if I made this video for you, it would help you. All right, well, let's go. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what I want you to know. All right, so I'm going to share it up, and I'm going here. Now, first thing you're going to do is you are going to go onto your My Learning. And once you're in My Learning, you have your dashboard, you're going there. That's for the teachers. But then you have this show up. You have your recent announcements. Coach Gage has shown you about the superhero training for PE. We also have a notice from Miss Hoskins about the weekly birthdays this week. And then if I show you a couple of other little announcements to help you, we've added a weekly 4 daily schedule. We've added a week 4 assignments and a week 4 calendar checklist. Okay, I want to show you this one because this is new. And so if you click on there, you have like where Mrs. Campbell added it. If I click on this link down here, it's going to show you the calendar. Okay, so let me show you what this calendar looks like. This is cool. So you don't have to print it out, but this would be a cool tool for like Monday. This is your science that you're supposed to do today. This is your math. Okay, you have lesson 18, but you don't have to do the problems per se. It's not recommended. Today you were to do Smarty Ants. That's one of your days for Smarty Ants. And then reading log. No social studies today. And then you have to add for your PE log. So that's just for Monday. Then if you look at this vertical line, that would be Tuesday. This would be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's a cool tool I wanted to show you. All right, I'm going to click out of that. Now here over on the side, you're going to go to modules. And then you have all the week's work we have like week 1, all the work. Then you're scrolling down further, week 2. Then you have week 3. And it's like, wow, I have to really go far to find my work for this week. Yeah, you do. So here's week 4. You have your science lessons, your math lessons, and then you have ELA. Now, notice this it looks like a little chain link. This is like the lesson. And then your piece that you're going to be turning in this week for a grade is a writing piece. So if you see paper with a pencil, that's a writing piece. So first of all, you're going to want to click on rhythm and meaning and what the rain brings. And so it should be coming. Here we go. Now, I sent a document 2 weeks ago that kind of gave screenshots of how to navigate through this, but I'm going to give you this video this week just to help you. So it says select the play button to start the audio. So you can do that with Nineveh Needs You. And so you want to follow the path through the sight words. So you're going to do that. Now, I'm not going to do every single piece of this lesson. I'm just going to show you. Now, if you don't want to do the audio, you can click down here on this tab and it will show you the text part. And so then you could read the words. And if you wanted to, you could print them out. All right, and then it talks about what you will learn during this lesson. Once you've done that page, you want to go up here to your next button and you want to press that. And now you have some flashy flashcards to go through. And here the guy is. And it says read each word and flip the card to listen to the audio clip. So you're going to want to press OK. And then you're going to go next through this short audio piece right here. You're not pressing the next arrow up here yet. You're wanting to move through the lesson in this gray box, okay? So you're going to want, that's page 2. Now for Tuesday, it says only go through page 7. One thing I'm noticing here, there are no page numbers. So how do I know where page 7 is? Oh, that's easy. If you go up here to the My Progress area, click on that and notice here are the pages. So right now I'm on page 2. And then if you go to page 3, you're talking about what's the weather forecast. How cool is that? Especially since we had some rain today. Oh, and so you have the vertical, or excuse me, the horizontal rain from like you would see in the newspaper. And you're going to read what he says. And then you're going to explain your opinion to a friend or a family member about, do you like rainy days? So you're just going to have a discussion. You don't need to turn this into me. I know some people have been doing this and wanting to do it for like just, extra work. That's perfectly fine. But this is not the assignment that you're supposed to turn into me yet. Then you're going to go to the next page. Music to my ears. Wow, we're like linking in with music. So it's talking about the drums, talking about clapping. Now notice here, they've given you a poem. Now here's the poem, and if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't read all of that. There's some words. Remember, if you go over here to this triangle that is pointed towards the right, and it says play, you can have the computer actually read it to you. So isn't that awesome if you want to? And then when you're done, press these double lines right here, and that will stop the reading. Look, here's a second tab. There's going to be a second poem. So you click on this second tab right here, and there's a new poem, The Wandering Wind. Same thing, you're going to want to read through this poem, and then you're going to want to talk about these poets, some are authors of poems, and what a poet does. And then we talk about some enrichment. So if you want to go above and beyond, there you go. There's some enrichment. Now that you're done with that page, because you have read both the first and the second poem, you can go next. Now we're on What the Rain Brings. Oh, well, what page am I on? Oh, I'm still on page 5, so I should be doing this on Tuesday. Now this is a poem in a book form. Now I want you to notice something. Here's the first page. Where do I get to the rest of the book? Well, you have to click on these buttons down here, like these little circles. And if you click on the second button, here you go. There's the second page. Click on the next button. Same thing. Here's the second page. You could also click over here on these arrows. You could point going forward through each of the buttons, and if you want to, you could go backwards. And then here is a little audio symbol where you could have someone read the poems to you if you would like to. And so then you're going to want to finish up through that poem. So notice I'm still on the same page, What the Rain Brings. However, I used the buttons, these are called buttons, to move me through the poem. All right, isn't that cool? Now you could print that out if you want. And then you're reading down here about the poem, and it says, after you've read the poem, make sure you understand what the poem was talking about. So you're going to think, what was the topic? Who were the characters? What was the setting? Now, oftentimes, a poet will want you to learn something. So you think about, what was I supposed to learn from that poem? Or what do I think about? Because oftentimes, poets want you just to think about stuff and broaden your horizon. All right, so after you've done that poem, all right. And then if you want to check your answers, you could click right here, and it will help you with your topic, your character. Notice that the rain is the character. Where's the setting? And what is that central message? What was the author of the poem wanting to teach you? Something that might seem bad can actually be good. Alrighty, and so now I'm going to go to the next page. You've got rhythm, and let's see, what page are we on? Let's look at our My Progress. It's not one, it's kind of taking it slow here. But want you to go through this Rain Brings, What the Rain Brings poem. Look at the key details and wants you to put a box around the rhymes, circle the other set of rhymes. So it's actually wanting you to do some activities. So here's those buttons again. Go back through that poem and do what the directions tell you right up here. All righty. Going to my progress, that was page 6. Page 7. Oh, look at page 7. This is for Tuesday also. Now, we've been working with buttons, but this time they have tabs. Tabs. Aren't we getting so computer literate here? We're like learning all sorts of cool stuff. So, when we're talking about a poem, we're talking about the fluency, the ability to speak smoothly, easily, and with expression. So then they give you an example. Now, if you click this next tab, rate, they're explaining to you, rate is the speed that the words are read. So they're going to give you an example. They want you to try it. All righty. And so you can actually tape yourself here, trying to see your rate. Are you reading at a good rate? Accuracy. It's how accurately words are read out loud. That means you don't stumble or stop. All right, and you have many strategies to help you when you come across an unknown word. And they give you those 5 strategies that we talk about often in class. So look over these strategies when you're doing your lesson. Here we go. What the Rain Brings. You have those tabs. Now they want you to tape yourself reading it and making sure that you're reading those words accurately. You're not saying the words wrong. Okay, expression. All right, are you just reading like you are the computer, or are you reading it? If it's a happy time, you're reading like it's happy. If it's a sad time, you're giving your emotions like it's sad or scared. My Marley was scared during the rainstorm, and he came in and sat under my desk. So you want to read with expression when you are reading. And so it says, listen to the expression in the example. And then they want you to try it. All right, so read the directions and tape yourself. And how cool is that? I had one student last week. She taped herself many times, trying and reading things differently. And it was quite a good lesson to be learned, because you got to hear yourself. And then video. All right, when you put it all together, here's a little video to show you, or you can read the text. All right, and then it says here again, you can record yourself reading What the Rain Brings using all of the skills. Notice we're still on page 7. All right, so once you're done with that, that is the end for Tuesday. But now we have Wednesday's work, because notice you've not turned in anything to me yet. That comes on Wednesday. On page 8, we're going back to that writing sample that you all have been turning in to me. You have done your graphic organizer. You've turned in the sloppy copy. Now this week, you're turning in the final copy. You're wanting to make sure that you have all the pieces to your assignment done. All righty? And you've done that friendly letter. Now, some of you have done a wonderful job. Other friends, they needed to work a little bit harder on adding all of the different components to the friendly letter. All righty? So, and then I've had some people write wonderful letters, but not on what the assignment says. So what is the assignment? If we look, all right, here's what you learned. So when you want to know what the actual assignment is, if you open up the My Progress band up here, and then you see all the pages, the actual assignment is on the last page. This is what you're going to want to submit. What is your assignment? It says, complete and submit the opinion letter, writing clean copy and illustration that you worked on in the lesson. You guys have turned in to me the graphic organizer. You've turned in the sloppy copy. Some of you did beautiful writing and you probably thought, oh, that's all I need to do. I'm not going to see this again. No, now you have to turn in your final copy. You might want to edit it and add more words. You might add more details. So this is your chance. And you're going to make an illustration. So what does that look like? Here's the opinion letter writing clean copy. Looks very similar to what you turned into me last week. But I want to make sure you understand what you have to write about. How could the tortoise in the story, the tortoise and the geese, have made better choices to improve his situation? Write a letter to a friend or a family member to share your opinion. Now notice, the tortoise and the geese, we're not reading that this week of week 4. We already read it in week 1. Now, the most awesome thing is that you can go back to week 1 and review over the story. You can review over your graphic organizer. Some of you might want to improve that and kind of help sharpen that up for yourself. So let me go. I'm going to come back. So you have your opinion letter. I'm going to go back over here to the My Learning. I am sorry. I'm just going to go right back in because you know how to do this. Go to the dashboard. I'm clicking on 2nd grade. I'm going into my modules because you're like, well, how do I get back, Mrs. Grenner? And I'm showing you. So we're going to go past the introductory week. We're going back to week 1. And I'm going to make this quick. You are looking, there you go, the tortoise and the geese. So when you look at week 1, and I'm not going to go through every single slide. I'm going to go up here to my progress. I'm going straight to page 6. The tortoise and the geese. It says, hello, I'm Taj the tortoise. I want to share a story with you about another tortoise from my village. It is a very famous fable in India where I'm from. I think fables are the best kind of stories. Now, what is a fable? I love fables. Fables are stories that include talking animals. And so that means that most characters in this story are likely to be animals because this is a fable. All right, isn't that cool? And fables usually have a lesson or moral about a way to live a good life. So here's the tortoise and the geese. Now notice you have the buttons. So we have the title, we have the front of the book. In India, there was a worried tortoise. He lived by a lake, but the lake was starting to become dry. The tortoise was running out of water to drink, so he asked some geese for help. The geese suggested that the tortoise bite onto a stick. Then the geese carried the stick into the air and flew away with the tortoise. They flew over the town and looked down at flowers and a house and a crowd. So here the geese are, they're trying to help him out. They're like, we're going to take you to some water. But you see all these people down here, they're like looking up, and tortoise, the way he's hanging on is by using his mouth. The people in the crowd started to talk about the tortoise. That made the tortoise angry. Well, from that information that he was angry, I can imagine the people were not talking nicely. When he opened his mouth to tell them to mind their own business, he fell to the ground. I don't think it felt very well when he fell to the ground. So, here on lesson week number 1, it said for you to go ahead and think about what his mistake was. What kind of mistake did he make? And then on page 9, it makes you think about what was the crowd saying and what were they thinking? And then why did the tortoise fall from the stick? And what happened? And how does he feel? All right. And you can only imagine how he feels when that happens. And so here it talks about opinions, like one person thinks this, another person thinks that. It's like, So you were supposed to, on week 1, fill out the details about the graphic organizers, the setting, the events. Now, you don't have to turn this into me. I had some people turn it into me, but you did not have to. Then, writing your own opinion. This kind of goes through and it talks to you about that and gives you that lesson. If you want to look back on that, feel free. I'm not going to go through all of that right now. All right, then it talks about letters in my opinions. Now, this is an important page. This is page 9. I brought up the My Progress tab so that you could see. I'm looking at page 9, parts of a letter. This is important. This is why I'm going back here, because some of you on your sloppy copy did not include all these parts. Today, when you're turning in the final copy this week, I'm showing you the parts that you need to include. All right. So if you're looking on page 9 of week 1, we talk about the greeting. This is a way that to begin your letter. Dear Grandma, dear Mom. And then you have an introduction paragraph. And in that introduction paragraph, you might want to include some general information as well as the purpose or topic of the letter. Now, some of you wrote just one long paragraph. Notice how this needs to be several paragraphs. Then you have the body. This provides the information and the details the author wants to tell the reader. So you have the body of the paragraph. And then you have the conclusion. This ends the letter. This talks about what we were talking about. Okay, I have to get ready for soccer practice now. We're getting ready for the big spring tournament. All right, now this letter right here is just an example of a friendly letter. Your letter is not to be the same topic as this. I'll explain that in a moment. Then you have the closing. Love always. You could say your friend, or just plain love, and then your name. Make sure that you include all of these pieces. You have to have the greeting, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, and the closing. Now, some friends left those things off of their sloppy copies. Now, this on your final clean copy, I really want you to go back and look and find these pieces. And then, what are you writing about? All right, here they talk about this letter, some more information. But notice your assignment was your opinion letter graphic organizer. So this you'll need to look back on for your project this week, this piece right here. Most of you did this piece correctly, where you practiced, here's your greeting. You kind of wrote out, what would your introduction be? You kind of think about it. Then your body paragraph, what was your topic sentence? And give your reasons and examples. Well, what are you writing about? This is what you're writing about, right up here. Not just any old thing you want. How could the tortoise in the story, the tortoise and the geese, have made better choices to improve his situation? You're writing a letter to a friend or a family member. So here the tortoise is. He's flying through the air. He's biting on that stick. Those geese are taking him somewhere that he can get some more water. But then he hears the crowd below making fun of him. And he wants to yell at them. So he lets go. And he falls to the ground, instead of getting to the lake where he wanted to get more water. So you have to tell me, like, what's your opinion? How could he have made a better choice? What could he have done to make better choices? So give me some examples of things that he could have done to make a better choice, rather than letting go because he wanted to fuss at the people. below. And then you're writing that closing sentence. And then you have your conclusion, and then you have your closing. Sincerely, and then that's where your name would go. This you should already have a copy of. If you perchance did not get this done correctly, now would be the time to get it done during the week before you write your final clean copy. All right, so there's your opinion. That's from week 1. This is an important piece that you need to be looking at. Now, I'm going back to modules, so I clicked up here on the top of my thing, and I want to show you, I'm looking here, week 2. So back in week 2, now notice I have to like scroll. Week 2, we had the frog and the geese. Notice this is a lesson. When you see the little spaceship, that was a quiz. Here's a lesson, the hill and the burrow, and then there's the writing piece. Now remember, this is where you're going to submit your writing piece, so you go back to the lesson to look at it. Now there's only a little bit that I want to show you from week 2, so I'm not going to go through all the pages. I'm going to go up to my progress. I'm going to go skip right over to page 8. Now, it's talking more about your writing. Back on week 1, you did the graphic organizer. Now we're actually talking about the writing piece. Notice on this page, they have the tabs. See the tabs. You have the body, topic, sentence, the body, paragraph, the conclusion, the closing. All of these tabs are helping you write what you need to write. So it's talking about your body paragraph needs to begin with a topic sentence. It will state the main or the big reason for your opinion. The rest of the paragraph will give you reason, or you will give reasons, details, and explanations that support your topic sentence. Now, if you need a topic sentence starter for your body paragraph, they gave you 2 choices. If you want to use it, you don't have to, but if you want, instead of complaining, the tortoise should, ignore them? Say, I'll talk to you guys later. Or if the tortoise blank, instead of scolding, I don't know, if the tortoise would have just kept his mouth closed instead of scolding, he might have reached the lake with the geese. All right, so that's something to think about. So you have your topic sentence. So these are 2 choices. The body paragraph. So this talks about how to write your body paragraph. And it gives you an example of a body paragraph, not for our tortoise, but about playing baseball. And it talks about the topic sentence and reasons and explanations. All right, so you can read this over again. So you're writing your body paragraph. It says, and remember, when you start a new paragraph, remember to indent the first line. Place 2 fingers, the index in the middle, beside the margin line, and begin writing from there. So that gives you, remember to indent. Then go back up to the tab. Your conclusion. It's a short paragraph. It's mainly to restate your opinion in different words. Now, we've written conclusions. We've written these body paragraphs. We've done this in school. So this should not be your first time doing this. Now we talk it, and look at, they show it kind of like looking like a sandwich. And you're going to want to read through this. Okay, your new line, you start your body paragraph with your topic sentence. That's your body paragraph. And there's your telling you to indent again. But then with your conclusion, it's just a short paragraph, again indenting. And then you have your closing. You could use it sincerely. Love your friend. Notice you use that closing, you put a comma. You learned about commas last week. And then you have your name. Alrighty. So you should have also done this piece. Now, last week you had to turn in to me, because I'm grading everybody's papers on this, you had to do your friendly letter sloppy copy. And so on the sloppy copy, this is what you were to have turned into me last week. And notice, I had a person do something that was only 4 lines long, and I did not accept it because you were supposed to do multiple paragraphs. And so, again, we're back to the same question. How could the tortoise in the story, the tortoise and the geese, have made better choices to improve his situation? Write a letter to a friend or a family member to share your opinion. Now, this was a sloppy copy. You're just writing down your thoughts. You're using that graphic organizer. Some people kind of scratched through it a little bit. Some people typed on the piece. That's awesome. But now this week, what are you doing this week? This week, you are actually going in, and I'm going to go back to this week. This is week 4. You're looking on your page 10, and you are doing that clean copy. Looks like the same piece of paper, except for now it says clean copy. I want you to take that letter that you had last week that you wrote. What can you improve? Maybe you forgot your closing. I had a couple of people I had to take points off because they forgot their closing. Include your closing. Maybe you want to improve your vocabulary and add a couple of words from the story. Please look at your spelling. There's no reason to have tortoise misspelled because it's right here, tortoise. And I know that is a different kind of word, but please make sure that that's spelled correctly. Please make sure that you have your capital letters. Make sure that you are remembering your punctuation, periods, question marks, exclamation points. If you have the word I in your writing, make sure that wherever that word I is located, that it's capital. Because remember, if we have I by itself, it has to be an adult. It has to be the capital letter. I hope this video has helped you some with this writing. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions. But I think that you will do a wonderful job, and I cannot wait to find out what you are going to do for this. All right? Now, this is my first video, so I hope that I hope I did an okay job because it's kind of brand new for me. All right? I will make another one next week, and I look forward to reading all of your wonderful opinions about what should the tortoise have done to improve his situation. I don't know. All right? Can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.